What movie is it again? I'm still shaken up from earlier, so I've forgotten what we were going to see. Sheesh, this one. I've already had the tickets for it. I already have the tickets for it. Yukari shows me the advance tickets. Oh, is that right? Sorry about that. No worries. After all, it's the movie I said I wanted to see. Ooh, cool. I'm gonna... Oh. Oh, jeez. Okay, I missed the front part of it. Sorry, I went to go click save, but I guess when I do that, it triggers the next thing. So the hero of the story is saying, I'll hold them back. Get out of here. It says hero, but that's Yukari's voice. What are you doing? There's no reason for both of us to die here. I'm glad to have met you. Lord Apaku Waka? It's a dull French movie or something like that. I feel like I'm going to fall asleep quite a few times during the movie, but I make it to the end, I think. I stretch out and hold a yawn when Yukari turns to me with a devilish smile. You fell asleep partway through, didn't you? What? I didn't. I wasn't asleep. I heard you snoring. What? Seriously? That's strange. I thought I only had a small gap missing from somewhere in the middle of the movie, and that was only for a brief moment. My restlessness gradually receded, but what followed was an intense sleepiness. All the stressing I've been doing lately must have been interfering with my sleep quality. So you did fall asleep. I thought so. Hey, that was a loaded question. No fair. Even though I can keep my calm when talking to her now, it's still hard for me to look her in the eye. We watch couples pass by the fast food restaurant, walking while snuggling up together like we had been earlier. It feels like ages ago that we came here together during the summer vacation after shopping for the school festival. Phew. I feel slightly bitter looking at those couples that look how we used to look. Even now, we should be enjoying our date like those couples walking in front of us. I close my eyes, trying to recall my days with Yukari. Kazuma, what's wrong? Oh, sorry, I was just spacing out a bit. Reality doesn't change. Because of that, the only way I can keep a conversation going is with excuses and lies. Really, is that the truth? It does feel like today you're forcing yourself. The tone of her voice is clearly questioning me. I look at Yukari, prompted by the change in her tone. She's staring straight at me. Yukari is worried about me, just like she always has been. Her earnest eyes rob me of my words. It's not just today. It's been like this for a while, hasn't it? You noticed? Of course! You're the person I love the most, after all. You're really something else. She knew, but didn't say anything any more than necessary. She extends her arms gently to me. Well, you don't need to force yourself to tell me, but I do want to tell you if... I want you to tell me if there's anything else. I am, well, worried, actually. Her voice becomes increasingly meek. She's nervous. Her body is stiff. You also fell asleep during the movie. She's probably equal parts concerned and anxious. Anyone would be able to tell if someone close to them is acting strange. I can't imagine I could stay calm either if our positions were reversed. Yukari? What? I understand she's thinking about me. She saw through me easily, and now she's trying to support me. I believe I shouldn't be making my girlfriend feel worried. Thanks. This time, instead of thinking up a storm with my eyes closed, I look straight at Yukari and speak to her. Regardless of how different her appearance is, some things don't change. Oh, but if it's something you can't tell me, then you don't have to force yourself. I know everyone has things they don't want to talk about and things they can't say. If you're always worried about others, you get exhausted. I regained some composure by cooling my head. Do you have them as well, Yukari? Things you don't want to talk about? Me? Well, it feels like things are moving a bit closer to how they usually are between me and Yukari. Oh, you do? Well, it's not something I can't just say, but it's fine though. The way you said that makes me curious. Yeah? Since she's acting like this, it's pretty difficult for her to say. I also feel tense. Actually, never mind. What? You can't stop there after coming this far. Now I have another thing to worry about. Are you trying to make me space out even more? That might have been a dirty way to say it, but I can't help but being curious. The way she cuts off there always makes me more curious. It's not wrong to feel this way, right? Right? I get it. Or I got it. I'll say it. I lied to you. Huh? Lied? I'm jolted, hearing that troubling word. Well, you weren't snoring at all. Snoring? Remember when I said you were sleeping at the theater? Oh. It's so far off from what I was expecting. Rather, it's a startling turn. I had totally forgotten about it until she mentioned we had that conversation. Why is that something you didn't want to say? Because it's something you do when you're asleep. I'd be embarrassed if I snored. So I thought if you knew I lied to you about it, you would be hurt. You haven't been looking very up lately. Illness starts in the mind. This girl worries about me with her beautiful tenderness, straining herself over such a small thing. With that big fluffy body of hers. That's why I laughed out loud. To begin with, I hadn't worried about that in the slightest. Ah, so mean. You're laughing. No, it's just ha 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 ha. It's just so like you. I can't help myself. Sorry. She always picks up on the small things. That's why she ends up reflecting on her own actions so much. She finds reasons to be worried so easily. That kindness. That's the Yukari I know. You finally laughed. Thank goodness. I was really worried because I haven't seen your smile lately. Ah, I see. Thinking about it, she may be right. Facing all this alone, giving up by myself and only believing what I can see in front of my face, I can still laugh like this. Reality's been overturned just like that. I wouldn't have been able to do this by myself. Can you tell me what was bothering you? Yukari is hesitant to ask me. Well, right, the problem isn't solved yet. The fact that I'm talking to an alpaca still hasn't changed. I have no idea why. Honestly, I probably should have told Yukari about this right away. However, Yukari, please listen and don't get angry. Are you gonna finally tell her that she's an alpaca? Okay. I can't say it now. Ugh. I'd still like to think a little about what I should be doing. I feel ashamed with how I've acted up until now because Yukari has been thinking about my feelings. She had me in her mind. So what have I been doing up until now? I cursed the world I saw through my tunneled vision and I acted cold towards Yukari. To so easily have taken this hand reaching out to me after making this observation log of over 100 cases, which is really nothing more than me speaking ill of her. That would be just too convenient. I haven't even collected myself yet. So before that... Okay, I understand. I haven't finished yet. It's true that I have no idea what's going on, but... I quietly listened to what Yukari is saying. I was just worried that you weren't feeling well, so I'm satisfied for today by just seeing you smile. If you say that you can't tell me the problem yet, I'll wait. I'll wait until you're ready to tell me. I know that she is probably incredibly curious after only being told bits and pieces of it. But even so, she said she will wait. I feel a bit like I've been indebted to her for the rest of my life. Thanks. Well, we should get going. I stand up without waiting for her to answer, feeling a bit embarrassed. Ah, Kazuma, wait! I reluctantly slow down, but I still can't look at her. It isn't because I'm trying to avoid the reality of Yukari still being an alpaca, but because I am just slightly embarrassed. It was a lot of fun today. I'll see you at school tomorrow? Yukari runs off for her by herself to the bus stop after saying that. I miss my chance to say goodbye and stand there, watching her head off. Oh, I guess Yukari really is Yukari. No, rather, it's more like I've never noticed up until now, and it's always been like that. Ever since her appearance changed, I focused only on seeing that, and I forgot to see her for who she is. The problem hasn't been resolved yet, has it? Even so, I do feel like it's becoming a bit clearer. I look up at the budding twilight stars. Will it be clear? Will it be a clear day tomorrow? It probably will be. I head home with light steps as I think about it. So, okay, I guess we go to Monday. After that, I finally feel like I can take things in with a clear head. I'm finally able to think that even though she looks different, Yukari is still the same inside. Morning! Good morning. Oh, good morning. It's been a while since you two came to school together. Shinozawa speaks up after noticing us. Honestly, I was worried you two might have had a fight. I see. So there really was some distance relative to where Yukari and I usually are. I realized that once again when Shinozawa says that. Sorry for making you worry. No, it's just fine. More importantly, next week it's the school's festival. We're going to show some spirit in preparation for it. Yeah, but of course. The girls have a bunch of maid lessons this week, so try your best too, Yukari. Maid lessons? Yes, they cover everything from how to greet customers and decorate the orders for our masters. To writing words on the rice omelets. I hope I'll be okay. So she's trying to pound in everything that they do in the maid cafe into 1 week? Those poor girls. Yeah. I'm confident though. Although Yukari never appears to have the confidence, she has the determination to do things properly when she puts her mind to it. You'll be fine, Yukari. Just do your best. Yeah, I'll try. The bell rings and we head to our seats. Observation case log 102. Class 2, Math. Okay then, who can solve this one? The teacher writes a problem on the board and looks for raised hands to answer it. However, not a single hand is up. At this age, it's embarrassed to raise your hand in the middle of class. Furthermore, the problem given is at college entry exam level of difficulty. To give such a problem to us freshmen to solve, quite the cruel prank. Nothing good will ever come of our eyes meeting. I look down at my notebook. Nobody. Well then. Izumi, it's yours. The teacher calls out Yukari. Okay. Just that face. She stands up in front of the blackboard, seeming to have that sense of surrender after being caught. Even Yukari, who normally speeds through these questions, is having trouble making progress. Even so, she solves it little by little. I think this problem is more than enough for warrant filing a complaint. But it is commendable that she's earnestly trying to solve it right up until the very end. After filling about half of the blackboard, Yukari stops. Then a bit of silence follows. Teacher, I don't know how to do the rest. Yukari announces her surrender to the teacher. This is all correct. Can anyone solve the rest? Me. The student who raises his hand is widely considered the biggest nerd in the class. What? If you knew, then why didn't you raise your hand in the first place? Or is it because you figured out how to solve it because of Yukari? Either way, I feel irritated by that four-eyed nerd. Hey! I wear glasses. Don't be name calling, dude. So mean. Okay, oh dear lord. Alright. Kamakita? Come up. You can return to your seat. Okay. Yukari returns to her seat, looking a bit disheartened. Shocked she couldn't answer the question, and embarrassed she had to say it in front of everyone else that she didn't know. It feels like both of those. It's not Yukari's fault. Actually, a teacher shouldn't be giving out a problem like that. I'll go comfort her later. She's probably bothered by it. Perhaps I should say that I understand how she's feeling. Up until now, I couldn't tell what Alpaca Yukari was thinking until I spoke with her. Yet today, I finally I understand fully. By stepping back and taking a good look, I can see that there isn't any change in Yukari's mood or behavior. There is no change, meaning this observation case log of mine has absolutely no point whatsoever. I don't need this log. I throw all the observation cases logs out of my mind. The bell rings. With the teacher gone, the room begins getting rather noisy. Looks like math period ended pretty quickly while I was thinking about all this stuff. Oh, whoops. I need to go to Yukari. Heyo, nice job. Aw. Kazuma. As expected, Yukari looks downcast. Well, ordinary people probably can't tell by looking. Yukari tends to hide it when she's feeling down. In fact, she's smiling right now. But I could see that shadow hiding deep in her eyes. Man, what was wrong with that teacher last class, giving us that college entry exam question? Yes, but I should have studied more. I need to be able to answer that question during entry exams. I'm just saying, we're not ready to take the test yet, so there's no way we could have solved it now. But Kamakura did. Don't compare yourself to that egghead. He should have just raised his hand from the get-go. Hey now. Yukari never speaks badly about others. Yet there seems to be a lot she wants to say that she keeps to herself instead. She doesn't express it often, or rather, she doesn't express it at all. So I'll express it instead. Up until now, we've always had these different roles. That feeling is coming back to me. Kazuma, next class is PE, so I'm going ahead to change. Oh yeah, sorry to hold you up. It's fine, thank you. Yukari looks back and says thank you right before she leaves the classroom. Seeing her smile makes me feel better too. Alright, I guess I'll do my best in PE too. The boys are once again doing long distance running. I really would like it if they at least wait until October when it gets a lot cooler to start doing this. Just getting moving makes me start sweating buckets. I pray for God to bring rain when we have long distance run, but he never answers my call. It looks like the girls are doing the high jump in the middle of the track we're running around. After they do their warm-ups and a bit of light running, they're now finally about to start doing the high jumps. I look around, searching for Yukari. It doesn't take me long to pick her out this time, either. After all, she is an alpaca wearing bloomers. Oh my, the hair on her rear end is poking out. How lewd. Game! Oh, it looks like she noticed. She fixed the hem of her bloomers by herself. Okay, let's start the... Oh, nope. Today. Looks like looks like they're going up from the bottom of the roll call. That means Yukari will be near the back. Last week in PE, Yukari wasn't able to complete a single high jump. I hope she can get over it this week. I'm finally able to surpass one of these walls in my own life. The first person finishes, then the second, then it's finally Yukari's turn. I can tell, even from this far, that she is tense. It sort of feels like I've caught that tension, and I'm straightening it up as well. And I straighten up as well. Yukari starts off. It looks like she's considering her steps to match the moment she jumps. 1, 2, 3, and jump. By the looks of it, that was a pretty decent takeoff. Something like seems like she'll make it, right? Yes, she should. Yukari's body lifts up and goes higher and higher. A beautiful curve that doesn't appear to be weighed down. One moment. My dad got me food. He got me food because I wasn't feeling that well today. Thanks, Dad. Alright. It's at that moment when it seems as if she's sprouted wings that Yukari's body passes completely over the high bar, jump bar. It's all happened in just a brief moment, but it will be forever burned in my memory. After flying over, she just lets gravity do the rest. Yukari falls down on the mat. I want to start clapping, but I remember that I'm in class right now. If I was a girl, I would go up to her and applaud. I feel a twitch that makes me want to do that right now. It really doesn't mean much of anything to the other students that Yukari is able to complete the high jump. However, I can see that how satisfied she is by looking at her face. Just look at that face. Just look at it. I'll congratulate her later. She'll love it. Heyo, you're ogling Uzima too much. Or actually, unless you're start running right, you're gonna get yelled at. It's fine, it's fine. The teacher is gawking the time, so he doesn't have time to watch us. Gauging the time, so he doesn't have time to watch us. I tell you. Hey, what are you guys babbling about? See? Saying he doesn't have time to watch us, really? 5 more laps for you guys. This is all your fault. Thus, on the other side of Yukari's successful high jump, I am forced to run the grounds for all eternity. Another 5? Please no. How many yards do you think 1 lap of these grounds are? Maybe I have, because I have extra laps, I don't finish running until after the bell. We spend a lunch period peacefully hidden away together. Actually, I woke up early to make her lunch as a sort of apology for up until now. Yukari eats it happily. Kazuma's rice omelet really are the best. You do love your rice omelets. It's bliss to have your favorite. It means you can make it through even if bad stuff happens. Was there a bad thing? Not today, but I was just a bit annoyed that I wasn't able to do the high jump in PE. That's why I ate my rice omelet and practiced hard. Is that so? Because of that, I was able to do the high jump today. So she was able to do the high jump today because she practiced extra hard after all. Yeah, I watched all of it. What? You were watching? She didn't notice? Remember how I had to run until the bell? That was because they got angry that I was watching you. So that's why. I'm sorry about that, since it was my fault. What are you saying? I watched because I wanted to. I do feel bad about getting my classmate caught in it too, though. You did well. I rub Yukari's head as I said that. Her expression seems to say it tickles, but she doesn't fight back in the least. She may say random stuff like that, but she still loves being praised. Feeling the warmth from her fur, I'm about to embrace her again, but I hold myself back with the power of rationality. Well, it's about time to start the surprise event. I went ahead and purchased dessert from the school cafeteria. What's more, they were selling a new flavor of jelly. I mean, they call it a new flavor, but they're probably just doing market research. I peel off the lid and give it to Yukari. Here, dessert. It's a reward for you trying so hard, Yukari. What? Thanks. She brings the jello to her mouth as she smiles without a shed of suspicion. The moment it enters the mouth, her smile freezes and her expression gradually becomes sour. Isn't that Ukara? Kazuma, is this? Yep, new item in the cafeteria. No, not that. What flavor of jelly is this? Yep, it's Yukari jelly. The slogan for this one is, "You'll beat the summer heat." Ah, I told you I hate Okara. Ukara? Whatever it's called. Yukari gulps one of her teas with tears in her eyes. Tears in her mouth. What is wrong with me? That's why, actually, it's not good to be picky. So I'm trying to figure out ways to get you to eat Okara. Yeah, Okara. What? You're trying to help me get over my dislike? Sorry, I never noticed. Thanks. I'll keep trying because I do want to be able to eat it. I say that because it sounded fair, but I just made that up on the spot. Yet she accepts it wholeheartedly. You're evil. Of course, it's not a good thing to be picky, so we'll just go with that. I thought her tastes would change after she became an alpaca, but that doesn't seem to be the case. You already came to the conclusion that she's Yukari. You're just seeing her as an alpaca because there's something going on with your brain. Alpacas always have things they like and dislike. I'll bet not all of them like the grass. I'm not sure if you can count Ukara as grass though. What even is it? Still, I guess I really will try to look for a way to get her over her distaste for it. Man, Yukari is just too trusting. If I'm not careful, she'll be tricked by some bad man. I guess it's fine if I'm just always by her side. Alright, it's about time to head back to class. Got to make it through the afternoon classes too. Yeah. With less than 1 week until the school festival, there's piles of things to get done after school, like designing the maid cafe and practicing serving customers. Normally, you're only allowed to stay until 6 p.m. at school, but we're given a special exception to stay until 8, right before the school festival. The girls practice greeting customers, and the boys are building signs and upholstery. I'm fine since I'm in the house club, but the guys in the other clubs are having to run between doing class programs and their club program. Or Yukari is in the orchestra club, and they'll be holding a small concert on the day of the festival. So after practicing greeting guests for an hour, she has to rush straight to the music room. I'd like to help her out if I could, but the boys can't wear the maid clothes. I have to be in the back on that day too. Alright, that should be enough practice for today. Good work, everyone. Phew, tired. I never imagined practicing a smile would be this tough. Seems like the girls are done with their customer reception practice. The fundamentals of a maid are smiling and service. Shinozawa is quite motivated when teaching. It's amazing that even though it's difficult training, not a single girl wants to quit partway through. Is this part of Shinozawa's magic too? Tomorrow will be rice omelet, writing, and cake decoration. So good luck, guys. Oh, the preparations are good enough for today, boys. Is getting along pretty well, so no problems. The boys start cleaning up too, after hearing Shinozawa speak. They put the fabrics and other stuff in the interior away in storage. For the interior away in the storage, and then they are ready to go. I should invite Yukari along to go home. Her club should be over by now. I pick up my bag and head for the music room. The soundproofing of the music room allows me to hear only a faint trace of the violin being played. Oh, she's playing a different song than usual, one I've never heard of. I open the door ever so gently, thinking they might be still performing. If they aren't done, then I think I'll head back alone so as to not bother them.